Did y'all see the statue that they put out in Times Square? That woman is out of shape, has fake hair in her head. That's the representation that they currently have of black women. The artist that created that, why do you think he went with that? Maybe the reason he went with that is because that's mostly what he sees when he sees black women. That's the image that y'all are giving off. That statue was actually embarrassing to look at. And you as a black woman, if you don't look at that and say, hey.
Hello family, welcome once again to my YouTube channel. On today's episode, we'll be talking about the statue of a black woman in Times Square, New York. The 12-foot black woman, which was put on April 25th, 2025, has brought mixed reaction, majorly on black Americans. Some applaud the art, but the majority say this is a form of making fun to the black community. This means black women are fat, huge, and masculine. Let's watch the following videos.
If that is me, then I need to do something about it. I need to go to the gym and work out, right? And change your appearance, because that's the image that y'all are giving off, is that y'all are out of shape. And then if you don't believe that that shit represents you, then y'all should be outraged about that, because that artist actually thinks that's how y'all look. That's how he views y'all. And then they put that shit next to two other statues that look like it has class. But the black woman is out there in some bummy ass clothes and no fucking bra. Like, y'all should be outraged about this dumbass statue.
And then y'all acting like you wanted the statue in New York to have a 30-inch bust down middle part with a BBL, a waist this big, real slim, and probably light skin. Let's be honest. Let's be honest, because you can look at somebody in your family right now. That's your mama. That's your auntie. That's your cousin. That's your niece. I'm so confused. There are black women on this app that look just like that. Your mother looks just like that. Go look right now. She got a little belly, titties big, shirt out a little bit. The lady is not even big and sloppy. That's a normal body. But y'all so used to the BBL, the insecurities, needing to look like everybody else, that you're down in the statue, which in turn is down in real life people. What did y'all want? A 30-inch bust? Y'all wanted Beyonce. And then y'all are fixing your mouth to say, how dare they make something so ugly to represent black women? Oh my gosh. So your mama is ugly. So people, normal black women that look like that, they're ugly. Y'all are also the type that will scream body positivity. Oh, when a girl looks like that, says, oh my gosh, I'm just so big and I'm so ugly and I'm undesirable, blah, blah. Y'all are the same ones to look at them and be like, no, you're so beautiful. Whole time, this is how you feel about them. Nothing is wrong with the statue.
I know y'all lying about being this upset about this fucking sculpture. What we not gonna do is get on this internet and act like this is not a representation of an everyday black woman that we've all seen or know. This Kiki, this Bree, okay? Hell, this Lakeisha right here. And I'm sitting up here looking at her actual features. Hell, her nose looks similar to mine. What are we saying? I'm seeing a lot of videos about, ooh, big, black, ugly, masculine. Whoa. If you look at this sculpture and that's what you get from this, then that's how you feel about yourself. Because since when being big means you ugly, or since when being a dark-skinned person means that you're automatically masculine, right? Or you aggressive. You see, you kind of repeating what Massa taught you. I don't recall this being the only representation of what a black woman is in America. This is just one. And even if you feel like you can't relate to it, push on. But somewhere it is a black woman that sees this and says, it feels good to be able to look up there and see me, right? All insecurities is fucking screaming. Then to say a big, black, ugly, what? Black, you saying black as if there's no beauty in black. So that means a lot of y'all don't like being black. A lot of y'all don't like being heavyset. A lot of y'all equate being big and dark to being masculine. That's how you feel. And that's how you feel about yourself. And don't quote me with this, but I believe the person that made this sculpture, he has a whole variety of everyday people. Not only black people, but everyday looking people, right? I even just saw a statue in Seattle with a little bitty skinny frail white girl with some Ugg boots on, sipping on a damn Starbucks with stringy hair. Like, what the fuck is the problem? Okay, she's a heavy set woman. Let's not act like Black women are not heavy. But then you have black women that's smaller. Right? You have black women that have really big features, big noses and big lips and big eyes. And then you have black women that have really small features, small nose, small, full lips, smaller eyes. Like, what are we talking about? It's the delusion for me. And the ones that's talking, you don't like being dark, you don't like being heavy, or you equate both of those to just being big, black, and masculine. And that ain't cool. Maybe you need to stop and look in the mirror and check yourself and really see, is there some self-hate going on within your fucking self? Just my and last but not least, her having her hands on her hips ain't nothing but jazz and sass that black women carry, baby. That's our way of saying we here without even opening our fucking mouths. Ain't nothing masculine about having your hands on your damn hips. My grandmama used to have her hands on her hips. I got my hands on my hips. It's a black thing. Stop it.
I'm sorry, but that Times Square statue of that black lady that they just posted, the 12-foot statue, if you haven't seen it, just Google 12-foot statue black woman in Times Square. Hard no. Y'all could have put this lady in a cap and gown. Y'all could have put this lady in scrubs. Y'all could have put this lady in a beautiful dress. African attire. I don't know. You could, and then you gave her a braided bob. You should have put some bohemian, like extra small knotless. Like, what? No, that's not the representation that I see of, you know what I mean? Like, I know people may look like that, but you could have put us a little bit more, I'm not liking that statue at all. Not at all. Like, who wears that bob braids anymore and cut it at, that's like a 5-year-old hairstyle. That's something that you get when you're in kindergarten. What?
People are mad at that statue in New York of the black woman because she's dressed in a t-shirt and probably some leggings or jeans, looking like who did it and why. Very unglamorous, very blah, very nobody wants to find that attractive. If that's the stereotype that's being given, that's the stereotype that's being reflected, it's going to also start showing up in different places. And I think it's a genius idea to show people who they are so that they can understand how people view them, so they can make the changes that are necessary in order to, dismantle the bad stereotype of certain women. Okay. Now, I say this with love in my heart. If you want to look better, do better. If you want a different perception, then change your perspective and change how you do things. Thank you, ma'am, for being a member. So, if you're mad about that statue of a black woman in New York, then represent what you want to be stereotyped as, because we're all going to be a stereotype. It just depends if we're going to be a good one or a bad one. You think about it. If all women were like me, as far as how I keep myself up, how I think, how I walk, how I talk, how I dress, there'd be a gold digger standing up there right now with main character energy, looking good. Okay. If you all treated yourself how you wanted other people to treat you, that statue wouldn't be there right now. If y'all thought t-shirts and a legging was an outfit, if y'all didn't think t-shirts and leggings were outfits, that statue wouldn't be there right now. Okay? If y'all put in more effort every day, and as far as how you look, that statue wouldn't be there right now. If you put emphasis on your value and worth as a woman and stop dealing with dust, that statue wouldn't be there right now. Okay? So y'all can't be mad at the statue. That's Pygmisha sitting right there. If they see black women as Pygmishas, that's what they're going to use to represent y'all. So Pygmishas, y'all better wake up. That's how people see y'all. Okay, y'all got to wake up. Y'all got to do better. Because this is why I don't associate myself with Pygmisha, because that statue shows you exactly how people see you. Bare minimum, doing the least, looking like who did it and why, ready to put in work because your dusty can't.
All Black Americans, specifically those of us who are descendants of chattel slavery, need to take a field trip to the continent of Africa. When I was 24 years old, I took my very first trip to Africa. I went to Egypt, Tanzania, and Kenya, and I spent about 8 or 9 days in total. It was during this trip that I had the biggest realization, which is the white beauty standard was never supposed to be mine. As I spent time in East Africa and I saw the beautiful women of Tanzania and Kenya and I looked just like them, I was like, holy shit. This is who I was supposed to be idolizing as the standard of beauty. I never realized that I believed that I was unattractive because for all of those years leading up to that point, I had saw white women as the standard of beauty based off of the fact that I was a minority in a majority white country and did not see a lot of representation of myself, did not realize how beautiful my cheekbones are, and my skin, and my big nose, and my big lips, and my kinky hair. I never realized that I had internalized racism in that way until that very moment. The reason so many people are having an issue with the statue in New York of the everyday Black woman is because we've been looking at the wrong beauty standard for way too many years. There is absolutely nothing wrong with that statue. What is wrong, and the real tragedy here, is that Black Americans just don't have that tie to our ancestors and to our lineage and to so many things that if we had, this wouldn't even be a conversation. So I pose as the solution, let's do a field trip to West Africa. Let's go on over to Ghana. Let's go on over to Nigeria. Let's go on over to Senegal. And I want us to just sit in the street and look at these beautiful Black women that are everywhere. I promise you your mind will change. And another aspect that will come from that is being a Black person in a majority Black country is absolutely life-changing. See, we're used to being a minority in the United States. If you go to a majority Black country where you are no longer a minority and everybody looks like you have no choice but to see the beauty in everything. I'm telling y'all right now, this is what needs to happen. We need a field trip to Africa.
Watching some of y'all reactions towards this 12-foot Black woman statue in the middle of Times Square lets me know that as a people, we have so much work to do. The way that y'all are so deeply steeped in misogynoir, fat phobia, texturism. I knew it was bad, but I didn't know it was this bad. Like, this is actually appalling. Like, some of y'all should not be having your takes publicly. Truthfully, like, some of y'all actually have to do a lot of internal work, because for you to sit there and look at this woman and be like, this isn't the representation that we want. So if she was a slender, someone who didn't have braids in her hair and had a more, Eurocentric look, then she would be considered our form of representation. No, that's unrealistic. And quite frankly, we've seen it over and over and over and over again. But also, too, it lets me know that y'all don't study Black art. First and foremost, Thomas J. Price, who created this statue, is known for creating statues of everyday people. On top of the fact that y'all don't know how to look at art and understand, especially when Black women are being depicted, what is considered stereotypical, what's considered, being over-sexualized, mammied. Me personally, I'm not an artist, but I had the opportunity to take Black women in visual culture when I was at Howard. So I'm able to look at art and understand it to the extent of like, okay, is this coming off stereotypical? Is this person being over-sexualized? Whatever the case may be. But y'all are really sitting here upset about the size of this woman, her having braids in her hair, as if that is not some of your family members. I am genuinely concerned, deeply concerned, because, and I don't even want to bring it to Malcolm X with it all, but like, truthfully, the Black woman is the most underappreciated. I really need us to, like, it's actually making me upset. I really need us to do some work and really understand why is it when you look at this woman you are so upset. Okay, if you're upset about the clothes and how like basic it is, fine. But if you're upset about her body type, if you're upset about her having braids in her hair, we have bigger fish to fry.
So I have a lot of things that I'm thinking about the temporary art installation that's in New York, and I like to call it that versus a statue because that's what it is, right? It's an art installation, right? It's an art installation that happens to be in the form of a statue or a sculpture, and so it's not of anyone in particular, so average person, but it was supposed to create conversation, and it did create conversation, but I also feel like the conversation that it created, I hope it causes us to look deeper inside, because I was personally disturbed by the comments that people had. Like, I even last night I saw one where there was a guy who literally was like, I'm surprised that no one has vandalized or damaged that statue yet, like physical harm. There were people who were like, well, somebody put up something that's the average black woman at something that, you know, we should aspire to, and we should aspire to more, right? But what if we look at it differently? What if we look at it in a way to say that as a black woman, even at average, we deserve to be celebrated? Even when we're average, we can be something or someone to look up to. I'm trying to figure out this statue that is a monochrome statue, holding nothing, saying nothing, no words near it. How do y'all get that she got 5 kids, that she live in the projects, that she got EBT, that she just gave some bad customer service? Like, where does that come from? Where that came from? Like, y'all need to look a little bit deeper, because that person is the average, like, mom, auntie, customer service representative. And if this is what y'all are thinking as black people, specifically black women, he can't even protect us. Like, y'all, we're, what the kids say, we cooked. We have that quote that says that the black woman is the most unprotected, like, human on the planet. This is evidence of that. We'll protect ourselves. Most of the comments that I saw came from black women. Like, why aren't you protecting yourself? Is there something that statue reflects for you that you are trying to distance yourself from so much that you felt the need to lash out against a statue that represents no one but maybe everyone, right? What do we hate about ourselves, and how do we get past that?
I don't understand what's the problem. Y'all talking about her. She looked like your mother. She looked like your mother, your aunties, your cousins, your nieces. Any black woman in your family, she looked like me. I am very happy that she's there. She's 12 feet tall. She's very intimidating. When you walk by her, you just gotta respect her. You don't laugh at her. And the only person that should really be mad is a black woman. And we're not mad. They see us every single day when they go to work. They see us. She's us. And she's black. And she's tired. We are tired. You didn't think we was tired? That's art. If you cannot understand how artistic and creative that statue is, kick rocks. That's art. Black women are art. Whether she had an afro puff or a dress on with a push-up bra, she's still gonna be there. They chose us before they put a 12-foot man. That's good. They would have never did that. New York is really lit. I love my city. I love my city. We used to have colonizers and slave owners as statues on 14th Street, Union Square, and 42nd Street. They had George Washington, Abraham Lincoln. We yanked them bitches down. Now there's George Floyd and that black lady. Love it. Anytime somebody fixed their teeth to say something disrespectful about a black woman, is your statue there? I don't see a statue that look like you there. I'm cool with that statue. That's power. A lot of people love us. A lot of people love us. We fit the beauty standard. Companies love us. We make things shake. We make things sell. So yeah, put the statue up. Put some more. I don't give a damn if that lady was missing a leg, if she was in a wheelchair. She's me. I'm black and I'm proud.
I want to have a conversation about this photo right here of this bronze statue that is standing in the middle of Times Square. It is causing a bit of a brouhaha in social media land. And of course, there are opposing views. Some people love it, some people abhor it. I just want to know why we are so opposed to seeing everyday people take up space in this world. Folks are like, why they gotta depict black people like that, and why out of all the things that they're gonna make black women look like this, or you know, why they putting this. Then you got people, why they put in this, you know, fat, out of shape, whatever. You know, you got people saying all sorts of things. And I find it very interesting how everyday people are so opposed to seeing everyday people. When I look at this statue, when I first saw it, my first reaction was like, wow. Like they put me in the middle of Times Square. There is beauty in the everyday. There are everyday people who look just like her. I look like her. There are lots of people who look like her, who do extraordinary things in this world, who are making families run well, communities run well. People who look like her are feeding folks, clothing folks, housing folks, running businesses. I don't understand why we always have to be extra polished, extra manicured, and extra shiny for us to be represented. What's wrong with everyday people being center stage in art? What is wrong with everyday people being on the front cover of magazines? What is wrong with a statue in the middle of Times Square that looked like a large portion of the people who live in that place? Like, what is wrong with that? I'm just so sick of everything having to be filtered and photoshopped, and everybody's got to have these little tiny chiseled bodies, and God forbid you look anything like an everyday looking black woman. Granted, every day looks different for everybody because we all look different, but I saw somebody saying, why she gotta, you know, have on this dull outfit. Baby, she got on a crop top and some leggings or jeans or something. Y'all wear that stuff every day. So why are we opposed to seeing this in art form? I applaud the fact that somebody put me center stage, Times Square, to take up space in this world. I'm glad she gonna stay there and take up space for the time that is allotted to her. Don't worry, when she has to move, y'all can go back to all the shiny things, all the small, chiseled, whatever, non-melanated things and people. But until then, stay uncomfortable. Just stay uncomfortable. I love her. I love me. She look like me. And I'm okay with that. Why are you not okay with that?
It's clear enough. Majority of black Americans are angry at the statue. Like, why make a big huge statue? No shape. This piece of art, on my view, is to appreciate the black community. Or what do you think? Is this a method of mocking black American women? Let me know what you think on the comment section below, and don't forget to like, subscribe and share. Thank you, family. Bye.